Leslie Farinella. I'm on the Homeowners Association, and I've been here in Pembroke for the last 2 years.
And I'm Tony Harrington, and I am also a homeowner and was on the board of directors in Leslie's position a couple of years ago.
The roofs definitely were not looking that nice. It's amazing the difference when you look at it now. You don't really notice how much better, as you were saying, it looks from what we had before. The crew was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The most amazing crew ever. They were, you know, sometimes you can, and we did warn the residents we'd be living in a construction zone. I said, guys, we're gonna have to be patient. We're gonna be in the middle of a construction zone. It's gonna be in the way. It wasn't. It didn't feel like that at all. I mean, when they were working on my unit, obviously I could hear them, you know, banging on the roof and there was stuff. But when they were working on other ones, other than hearing the noise in the distance, it didn't feel like we were living in a construction zone.
They kept a clean job site.
Oh, they kept every evening I could see, and they're working dawn to dusk. I could see at dusk, they're going and picking up all the trash. The other thing, all the way to the end, the last day they were on the job, they were going around the neighborhood, like just tweaking like drain spouts and picking stuff out of the flower beds and just making sure everything was perfect. I have never seen anybody leave a job site so clean. And even evening, it's not like we had to wait to the end. Every evening they would pick up and you didn't feel like you were living in a junk zone. And the nicest crew. I mean, you know, wave, say hello.
They were so nice that some of the homeowners were bringing them food during the day.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different relationship.
Yeah, we did a lunch for them. Yeah, and we sold units while they were doing the construction, which is hard to do if you have a junky, you know, site going on.
I think we sold faster because we were doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There had been conversation, you know, for our community, kind of a hesitancy because of the costs of some of the repairs that needed to be done, primarily the roofs. And so as they are starting to go through, I think there was in the real estate community, they were talking about it, and so I think it immediately drew some people to the community, and we're seeing our values go up.
The other thing that gives us a lot of comfort is the warranties. You know, so knowing that again we're in an HOA, we have to plan ahead. But the labor warranty, you know, just knowing that, because you never know. I mean, the crew was certified to do these roofs, so we knew that they knew what they were doing, and we could tell. You could tell by talking to him too. You know, talking to Willie, you just knew that he knew what he was talking about. And we all get a little nervous, so there were a couple things and we pointed out, but he was always very patient with all of us to say, yes, that's normal. This is what to expect. You know, I'm sure he had tons of people all day long talking to him, and he always stopped and he was always patient and he always answered our questions. But I think the main thing was that we set that expectation, because when you don't set those expectations, anybody who's served on an HOA board, you know that next thing you know, you didn't tell us, we didn't know, how, they think something has gone wrong. But the fact that we were able to tell them up front really just also was confidence building. I think you guys know what you're talking about, you know what could happen, you've thought this through.
So from the start of the actual construction process, you know, doing a large complex like this is, you know, very intricate the way these are designed. Normally, if you don't bring in the right crews, this could take a year to do this. Especially considering it's past daylight savings time, we've got time restrictions. From the inception, it's
steep. It's the time of year when you're fighting the weather. This should take a year, 6 months to a year. It normally would, but I know where you're going with this. What is the timeline?
How long did it take to from the start when we first got the materials here to the completion?
Well, it was after Thanksgiving. So it was right after Thanksgiving we started, and now it's January, the end of January, we're done. So we finished last week, which is amazing, because we figured we'd be in this construction zone for a long time.
When we saw the first building roof starting to be taken off, and I'm telling you, when they started, it was just like a machine. How efficient that they were. You could speed and not be efficient, but they were efficient doing it. And then when the roofs came back on, it was just like, wow, they've already finished a whole set of buildings, and it just kind of kept going. And they'd have one team taking off and another team putting on, and it just overlapped. And it was like a machine going through. The efficiency of moving from one section to the other moving the materials in and out. That was never in the way of any of the homeowners. Traversing through the neighborhood, there was never anything negative with the actual process that they were doing, but it was stunning to see the process. And then to hear yet last week when they said they had finished the last building, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
About
It was
2 months.
like, wow, we're done.
Yeah, 2 months. Start
2
to
months
finish.
with Christmas
Yeah.
and New Year's in between. Where we had to take some time
Exactly.
off. So,
But they worked dawn to dusk. I must say, as soon as the light was up, they
Mhm.
were here working. We are in a community, we had to get special permission to work on Saturdays, but we were able to do that, so they worked all day Saturdays. And
so you might not know this, but there are only 2 contractors in the area, in the region, that were master certified.
Because of that level of person that you brought into us, that gives us another level of insurance.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's
Which
correct.
I didn't know until we had our membership meeting a couple of days ago, and the report was given about the details and the crews that came and how they were certified to a certain level. I think that even though we see the product and we are loving the product, that gave us another level of comfortable feeling about the future process of if anything could happen in the future, that they would come back.
My doubts are gone that this roof is well installed, well taken care of. We've got the labor warranty, which is key, and
And that labor warranty is 15 years,
Yes,
bumper to
it's
bumper, on our work.
God willing, I'm going to be around for another 20, 30 plus years. Our company's going to grow and be healthy. But that being said, when we partner with companies like Little Wiki or Certainty, the one that we did yesterday, when we spoke with those people, if I were in your shoes, I would want a secondary backup on a project of this scope to know that somebody's going to take care of it. And so, if you guys call us, we're going to be the ones that come out and fix it. But like you said, if we don't pick up the phone, call them.
So if you were to talk about going through, if you have, you're talking to another HOA right now, and they're interested in utilizing my services, Store Team services, as far as going through this process, what would you say to them?
For me, it's easy. I would say, don't necessarily worry about the product right now. Worry more about the insurance and how this team is going to work to help you get where you need to get so that you can pick out the product that's appropriate for you. To me, that's the bigger headache. You can look at all different types of product lines, and it's really, as we have found, the insurance part that is going to be your biggest nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Study on that, have a team that knows and that can actually go to bat for you, and then you're going to get the product that you want.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that you would, let us handle all the insurance process for someone and let us do the same thing that we did for you guys?
Absolutely.
You would recommend us doing that?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Oh, absolutely. Be patient.
Yeah, be patient.
Be
Yeah.
patient. There are days when you're, the homeowners are getting grouchy, and you're kind of wondering because you're on the line, and as a board, there's one thing to take risk with your money. It's a whole different thing to take risk with the community's money.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're taking a risk with the community's money, you need a partner that you can trust, that is going to take you through the process from beginning to end. Because I agree, definitely the insurance, but then once we have the money, if the board didn't have somebody who could help us get the right crew and the right roof, and we put on something, it doesn't matter because we just wasted that money.
Mm-hmm.
So you really need somebody who's going to take you all the way through, help you understand the process, what's normal, what's not, and the waiting between, we got this, now we got to go find the right judges, now we got to go get them, and that just takes time, and both sides are mediating, and what does that mean? But also then selecting the roof, getting the crews all the way to the warranty to the very end, because it's not just your money, and it's very stressful.
Yeah.
To know that you really have to look out for the whole community, and you're very risk adverse at that point because it's not your money.
So during the process of the selection itself, do you think that out of all of the products that we could have possibly chosen, that you think that I recommended the best product for your community and HOA?
There couldn't have been any other product. These units are so specific in design, which are very French inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Any other roof other than what was placed would have not looked right.
Yeah.
This actually gave a deeper, thicker slate look than we had before, and it actually enhances the homes more than they ever had.
Perfect. It's awesome.
So
When I started this company, and when we, from the very beginning, whether it's a small little house that we do somewhere or a large project like this, the thing that I've always tried to keep in mind is people have lives and they have things to do and they have jobs to go to and families and a lot of other things going on. And so what I wanted to do to set us apart from just a roofing company or just a construction company is almost like a concierge service, like everything. I wanted it to be 5-star so that people just don't have hassles. I wanted it to be hassle-free because I know how I am. When I'm busy, I'll pay the extra dollar sometimes. I'll just say, it's fine, just take care of it. You know what I mean? I can't deal with that right now. I trust you. I want to seek out someone that's good at what they do and let them do what they do. And that's what I wanted us to be in the roofing business, and so that it would be hands-off. And as I'm hearing you guys talk, it makes me feel really good about the project. Of course, because of the product, it looks great. But the part that I like to hear the most is that it was reasonably hassle-free, that we took care of the red tape, and that you guys could go on with your life. And so whether it's cleanup or scheduling, all the things that are done behind the scenes, or our team dealing with the insurance company, that's what we're trying to provide here, is as little intrusion into your life as possible. And your opinion on the process, start to finish. Was it hands-off? Did we deliver on that? That 5-star, that hands-off, hassle-free product? That's what we were looking to do.
Absolutely. 5-star service all the way through. Could not have asked for anything better. From beginning to end, the communication, the setting expectations, which we all know is really important, to the crews, to the cleanup, all the way through. You even worked around some homeowners who, couldn't have their unit done that day, so you would, or that week, because you swap it for various reasons. I mean, it was amazing. Honestly, I would not have expected it from a roofing company.
Sure.
Not to say that, but it's just not what you expect from, maybe from, the Waldorf Astoria or something, but not from a roofing company, to really have that level of service. But you guys did. So you're as much a service company as you are a construction company.
I appreciate that.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
yeah,
I appreciate that.
from beginning to end, I mean, from the informative sessions that we had about what the process could look like, to the insurance process, to the getting the funding to be able to do it, to getting the product chosen and how to display that to our homeowners so that they had a voice in the matter, to the installation, the cleanup, the process from start to beginning, it is amazing. One thing I will say as a benefit is, I'm president of our 3,000 member Realtor Association. And we have a duty to our members and to our general public for the regions that we cover to make sure that we're protecting them in products and services that are offered in our 6-county region. This is a product that will be first in mind. Your service will be first in mind as conversations come up about this to other HOA associations and communities. So thank you for that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
That was
you.
awesome. Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
And we could have a talk show, guys.
Right?